Welcome to the Power of Offense with Keith and Rodney. And today's show is a continuation of the last show that we did, where Rodney was breaking down the 1866 Civil Rights Act in relation to the expansion of police authority. And he explained what he was trying to tell attorney Dennis Spurling. All right. And Rodney was trying to tell him this because, again, we know the law. Now, we know it, right? Now, we're not skilled at law. We're laymen. But we study the law. We have thousands of hours studying the law. Now, the beauty of it is this. Rodney and I view the law like this, right? We start at the top. So we deal with the supreme law of the land, which is the federal constitution, right? That's what we deal with. And that's what helps us to gauge all the other laws. And we understand how to use them in relation to the Constitution. It just makes sense to deal with the fundamental laws of the nation, which is our Constitution. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, we're going to go back into this video that was published by attorney Dennis Spurling. Again, shout out to Dennis Spurling. Shout out to the brother. Like I said, I like Dennis Spurling, but we got to deal with what he said. You know what I'm saying? We got to deal with this because he made a statement in this particular clip that we got to deal with because he was dead wrong in what he said. And we're going to prove it to you right now, today. So here we go. Fair use, fair use.
So, but again, I don't want to go back and forth. Y'all guys have a nice day.
All I'm saying, because see, I hear what you're saying, but like you got to give us a conclusion, you know, and like I'm not going to let people just ramble on and speak, and because you mixing and matching different legal concepts.
Now, according to Dennis Spurling, Rodney was mixing and matching legal concepts. Now he's going to be specific about what he's saying right here. This is the part that we're going to deal with right here, y'all.
You know, you're talking about federalism, what's related to what's left to the federal court, what's reserved to the states. You know, there is no supreme law of the land because.
Now y'all heard him say that. Dennis Spurling said that there is no supreme law of the land. That's what he said, right, Rodney?
Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing because he's saying it with so much confidence, and I guess he's trying to do it to let everybody know that's his show, and that you're not gonna come on there and teach people on his show because it's his show to teach. But what he was doing was inadvertently confusing the people and setting them up to get harmed in court.
Absolutely, especially from a man that has over 20 years experience at law, right? He's an LLM and a JD. Well,
whatever that means.
Whatever that means.
I don't know what that means. I know we got thousands of hours in the law library and have even more hours standing in front of the courtroom, standing Absolutely. In the judge, standing up there defending our rights. But go ahead.
Absolutely. So here we go. Now, according to him, there's no supreme law of the land, right? Now, I have Article 6 of the Federal Constitution before y'all, and this is what it says. All right, it says this Constitution. So we're going to read what's highlighted in blue. It says this Constitution and the laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land. Supreme. So what does he mean when he say there's no such thing as a supreme law of the land?
Right,
he's
there,
dead
right,
wrong
right there.
Absolutely.
So that's 20-something years of experience and having the whole alphabet soup behind him, and he doesn't understand the simple, basic thing that this Constitution is the supreme law of the land. After the supreme law of the land comes the gun.
That's
so
right.
You're gonna either deal with them with the supreme law of the land, or you're gonna beat these jokers in the physical war. Period. And they saying anything to the contrary is notwithstanding. That means Absolutely. It makes this don't bulletproof. That you're gonna have to beat them with a gun. If you bring up anything to the contrary of the Constitution, I don't care what state pass it, I don't care what judge pass it, I don't care what the Supreme Court say, I don't care what Congress say, I don't care what Congress passed, they do not give a you know what. Anything to the contrary of this supreme law right here is void.
It's void. Right. Hey, Rodney, can you do a favor for me too? Can you put a one right here above the Constitution, a number 2 above the laws of the United States, and a number 3 right there above treaties? Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because I want them to understand this too, is that the founding fathers wrote the Constitution in perfect order. You know what I mean? Now, in another video, another time, we'll go into the order of the articles. Like, we can break this down for y'all, why they wrote it the way they did. It's beautiful. It makes sense. Now, they even told you the order of, or the tiers of supremacy right here. So, number one, this Constitution is it's supreme over the laws of the United States, and the laws of the United States is supreme over the treaties, because the laws of the United States actually governs how our treaties operate. They wrote it like this, man. They wrote it perfect.
Exactly. And the laws of the United, real quick, the laws of the United States right here, they have even further case law, because what right here, when we have 1, 2, or 3, this is pretty much the chain of title.
Yep. 1,
the Constitution, 2, of the laws of the United States, 3 of the treaty. These laws of the United States, there's over 6, do the research. It might be more like 6 million of these jokers. And we have a duty to know all 6 million. It's too many. I can't remember all that shit.
Man.
It's too many. But I can remember these.
Hey, Rod, I can remember that Constitution, which is a codified document. It's short, precise, but it says a lot if you understand what it's saying. And of course, you know, we look to the Supreme Court for our interpretation, and that's where interpretation comes from. And I'm gonna show y'all something in a moment concerning that. But I wanted to point this out, Rodney. Also, supreme law of the land. Now, Spurling said that it's no supreme law of the land, right? So what does supreme mean? Supreme means it means superior to all others, right there, superior to all others, and it's synonymous, right, with absolute as well as sovereign. So that Constitution is absolute. It's absolute here in the United States of America, on this land, in this land, is absolute, and it's sovereign over everything else.
Unless there's one clause that will defeat what Keith just said. If you beat these jokers in the physical war and put your own laws in place.
Right.
If you beat these jokers in the physical war, you can put your own laws in place, and guess what? Keith and I will be on the internet talking about your law.
Exactly. Now, how do we know? How do we know it's supreme? Well, it says it on its face, but again, we understand what the Constitution is saying, and Rodney and I know that the judicial branch, right, which is not a political branch of government, is independent of politics. The judicial branch, right, duty is to interpret laws. And right here in Marbury versus Madison, right, from 1803, the federal Supreme Court said this. It said the Constitution of the United States confirms and strengthens the principle supposed to be essential to all written constitutions, that a law repugnant to the Constitution is void. That's what Rodney just explained to y'all. And that the courts, as well as other departments, are bound by that instrument. So they have to follow the federal Constitution. And that's what Rodney was trying to get to with Dennis Spurling when he was talking about the 1866 Civil Rights Act, which is predicated in the 13th Amendment. Rodney was trying to go through all of that, but Dennis Spurling didn't allow him time to explain it. So that's why we had to explain it here at the Power of Offense.
Pretty much. Pretty much that's what it is. And the Constitution, whenever it says the laws of this, real quick before we end, when it says the laws of the Constitution, we're going to give you a quick chain of title of that. We'll probably give you the case law at another time where you can look it up yourself. But the laws of the United States begins with the statutes at large, right? That's the strongest law of the United States. The law of the United States, the number one right here.
Yeah.
Right here. This is where it breaks down. It breaks down with the statutes at large. Then the United States Code.
Yep.
That's why the Supreme Court say if there's a variance between these, and then you get all the regulations, code of regulations, all the codes, all the other codes. That's down. We're not worried about that right now. The statutes at large is number one. I'm not saying that the Supreme Court said. Then it's the codes, and the Supreme Court also say that these codes are like it's almost I'm using the term watered down, but they use something even better. I forget the exact word. It's like a weaker version. Very weak. I forget how they remember how they explained it, Keith. They said that this is so weak that this right is so weak that it's pathetic.
Yes.
Almost. That's pretty much what they're saying. They almost saying the United States Code is just pathetic whenever you had a statute of law right here.
Exactly.
So that's what they're saying. But in law school, they only teach the code.
Yep.
Why? So that's why Spurling, that's why I blame him for not what he do, because I know he doesn't know what he's doing. He's only doing what he was taught. He was taught by our oppressors. These are the people that came over here, kicked our tails. Everybody that resisted was murdered. Everybody that was left was enslaved and raped. Period.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So whenever they did that, they put their law here. That's why they don't really pay attention to those treaties, because they did the treaty. They said, we're going to kick your ass, and then we're going to make you sign a piece of paper. We're going to sign a piece of paper and say, we won't do it again unless you get on our nerves. That's all the treaty is.
Pretty much.
Based on what
to sum it up. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We won't do it again, but if you get on our nerves, the hell with this piece of paper, because we know what it took to get here. And it was the pistol and the poison of the diseases. And we're not doing a history lesson, but that's what got them to say, this is the supreme law of our land.
Absolutely.
That's why they can say this, because of the bullet.
You right.
And anything to the contrary is notwithstanding, because of what, Keith? The bullet.
The bullet. Yep. Because of the bullet. Hey, that's why we bear arms, right, Rodney? I tell you, hey, I'm locked and loaded. And I think you're crazy if you're not. You know what I'm saying? Shoot.
Not that it mean anything.
We stockpile over here.
There. It's not that the guns mean anything, because we sitting here, people got AR-15s, AK-40s, so they got all them guns. When the white boys, they are so technically advanced, they can send a small little plane about this size right here and destroy you. And they thousands of miles away. So even with all those guns, it don't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? But they just make it seem like it's okay.
But everyone, please drop some comments in the comment section. Let us know what y'all think, right? Let us know y'all thoughts. And please share, like, and subscribe, and we'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
And if anyone been a Spurling fan, give him a shout out and tell him to look over the video, which he probably won't in publicly, but to see if he can overcome what we said, because we want the people to get it right. So if we're wrong, we're open to be corrected.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. So again, y'all, please comment, please share, like, and subscribe. We'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
All right, peace.